Right, my name is Anna Hughes and I am a master teacher and a master healer. So what I would like to do is to ask you all, what do you understand by that? What are you seeking to get out of this evening's conversation?
Maybe to find a way if you're suffering in something or you have a disease.
Okay.
Another way than Western medicine.
Okay.
Cure someone, to overcome someone's problems.
Okay.
Like yourself or yourself.
Okay. Okay. There's no right answer, it's just an answer that comes out of you. What is your understanding?
I came because I heard you last year, and then we had the sessions, and now I want to hear it once more.
What's your understanding?
Provide spiritual guidance.
What is spiritual?
Everything.
Yeah, but how would you define it? How would you define it for yourself? Okay, what do people understand erroneously or misunderstand about spiritual energy?
You either have it or you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about the inner self. Energy is about the inner being. And it is from all of us because essentially we are internal beings looking out rather than external beings looking in. And when you see yourself, remember this? This is my very bad drawing. Oops. Most of the time, we are here, physical body. Listen, this is really bad. Let me draw it with a pen. That's easier. Okay, so this is the physical body. Physical body is made of energy, it's made of matter. And within the physical body, we have the energy body. Right? It's one body, but many different frequencies. And everything is what we call light energy. Everything is made of light. Everything is about light and how it's reflected outwards into what you call the darkness. So the energy body, how would you define the energy body in terms of frequency? Give me one name for one of the energy. It's one energy bodies, but just to keep it simple, we'll call it many different energy bodies. So give me a name for one of the energy bodies.
Aura.
No.
The chakras.
The emotional body. Right? What else? Yeah? What else? What do you think with? The mental body, the mind, yeah. There are also many others, but we'll just stick with this to keep it simple. And everything is an energy. Everything is a vibration. Everything is a frequency. So for instance, the emotional body, what makes up the emotional body? Emotions. And what are the emotions? Anger? Mm-hmm.
Joy.
Joy is not an emotion. Happiness, yeah. Sylvia? Yeah? Sylvia? Hmm? comes under another category. What? Sadness, yeah, grief. Anger, happiness, sadness, grief. Okay. Anything else? One more? Okay. So these are all different energies. And so they come through us as vibrations, and we feel vibrations. Okay, so if you just close your eyes a little bit and feel the energy of anger. And then slowly bring into yourself the energy of happiness and feel the difference, feel the contrast. And then slowly change that vibration to the energy of jealousy. And then bring in the difference between jealousy and grief, or jealousy and sadness. Feel it. They're all different. And then just contrast between anger and jealousy, or sadness and happiness. What did you feel? You can open your eyes now, thank you. What did you feel? Did you feel the difference?
One is like contracting.
Yeah.
The other one is expanding.
Yeah. The heavier energies, we only really have heavy or light. I would also say that grief and anger, when you put them together, it makes rage. And the lighter energies are happiness, inspiration. It's all energy. So then when you look at, for instance, the mental body, the mind, what are the key aspects of the mind? Sylvia? They're made of thoughts. The mind is made of thoughts. What did you say earlier that I said belonged to a different category?
Logic.
Fear. Fear is coming from the mind, it's not an emotion. Joy is a state of being. We'll talk about that later. What else is a thought form? Yeah, worry is actually a low-level fear. Acceptance is a state of being. It's not a thought form. Fear and worry. Inspiration as well, isn't there? Yeah? I'll explain that later. So when you have your thoughts plus your emotions together, you have quite a big cocktail, right? Equals explosion. And all of these are a part of our own energy field. This you can call the aura, if you want. When you look at energy, energy really is about, it's just energy, it's just light. There's no beginning and no end. Which is why very often when we do this kind of work, we talk about oneness. Have you heard about the philosophy of oneness, that we're all connected? We're all interconnected. We're only disconnected through the physical body. Right? And when you have any one of these, that are not expressed and is swallowed, it's lodged somewhere within the energy body in one of the frequencies. And because that impacts how energy flow happens, is how you get disease. Because it all starts from within. All starts from within. And depending on where, on the physical body, or where on one of the more subtle bodies, that piece of energy is swallowed and kept, you will have a template for that disease. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you talk about wanting to heal without or beyond medicine, then you have to always go within. And you have to find out for yourself, what is the source of that pain? What is the source of that memory that causes the body to block? And it's just like when, you know, it's raining and you have a drain and you're putting, the leaves get stuck and the rainwater goes all over. It is exactly the same with energy in the body when it gets stuck. So the way to disconnect, there are two main ways to do it. One is to go into the source of the pain, or it's usually anger or pain, and to find out what it is, and to clear it either through exploring or through the breath or through energy. You have a healer that comes to touch and work with you on the energy body. You have another person who is able to be objective, who knows how to hold energy, and there is an energy transfer to lift your body and to cause what we call harmonization. When everything is harmonized, it's like you have an orchestra and the violin is not playing. And the healer comes and runs the energy so that the violin, the orchestra plays again. It is exactly the same with the body, is exactly the same with life. Harmony equals peace, equals energy flow, equals your own space, the ability to have space, because within this space is what you call your own peace. When most people, the space is full up with thought forms, right? The thought forms create, the energy looks like this. Thought forms are made from fear, they're made from memories, right? Made from memories, and they're stuck within. When they're stuck within, you have no space, you can't think. You think the same stuff all the time. And so with right use of energy and the breath and whatever it is that you're using, and you clear all this, you have space again. And space is what you call peace. Because in the space, you can see many things, you realize many things, and you don't need to be defensive about it. You know, energy flows, and this space is where you get your creativity. Any questions?
That comes from birth.
Those often come from past lives. Because, you know, when you look at the energy body, for instance, if you stand here, the energy body, we have many lives, right? That's you. You know, we are the sum total of all our past lives. They are a part of our energy without us remembering. We remember deep within our soul consciousness, our soul energy, because everyone is a soul before we are a physical body. But unless you are able to uncover that past life, it's there. And do you know the fairy story of the princess and the pea? Where the princess came and the mother of the prince said that if it's not a real princess, she won't notice that we put a small pea under 20 mattresses. It's exactly the same. And the real princess came and couldn't sleep. All the women who pretended to be princesses couldn't notice it, but the real princess with such a delicate body could feel. Under 20 mattresses there was a stone. It is exactly the same with a past life memory or a swallowed emotion. It's under 20 mattresses thick, but you don't feel it. It's uncomfortable and you don't know why it is. So it takes the skill. Sometimes they come up in dreams for you to see. We always say that when you're able to express a past life, when you're able to connect with a memory, when you're able to, whatever it is, let the energy out, the energy flows again, and healing takes place spontaneously.
Interactions, interpersonal relations, and
Yeah. Well, in life, everything is about relationships. So, everything is about relationships, right? It's you, there's your space, there's your physical body. These are all the bodies that you can't see. So it's how you relate with yourself, how you relate with the people around you, how you relate with your work, how you relate with the environment. It's all about relationships, right? Life is just one massive relationship. Most of the time, people, when they are looking at relationships, they are looking from the outside in. They are only aware of what's happening outside. And the biggest shift is to look from inside out. How you are relating rather than how it impacts you. Who are you? How are you relating? Because here there are two options. One is the victim and the other is the creator. They're just two parts of a different coin, just two parts of one whole. How is a victim mentality? What is your understanding?
They did it to me.
Yeah, you're on your back foot all the time. Things happen to you, and it's never your fault. What is the creator energy?
What did I do? What inside of me created this?
Yeah, and how can I evolve it? How can I move it? How can I move through it? How can I move it on? Because ultimately in this space, which you call peace, there's also the energy of joy. Because joy and peace are the same thing. It's just space. So when you are the victim, you are always thinking about what the outside environment is doing to you. And when you're the creator energy, you are thinking of how the creative energy can run through you in order to make solutions. There is a solution for everything. There is always a solution for everything, provided you are on your front foot, willing to take risks, not be afraid of what's going to happen, rather than on your back foot, fighting the whole world coming in. These are very different energies. These are consciousnesses. How are you living your life? And how you are living your life determines on the level of disease, whether you get sick, how you get sick, and how you deal with it. Because when you look at Western medicine actually, which is not criticizing, but Western medicine takes the power out of the individual. You see, whereas other forms of healing give you your own power back. And there is a way of balance of using the two together so that you are not lost when you have a disease. Or a disease for me is just an opportunity to see life differently. So you can either face your disease as a victim or you face your disease as a creator. The two opportunities. There's poor me and this is I will. Not one is better or worse than the other. They're just different ways of being, and how you experience life in terms of your own power, your own strength, and how you take back your own life really, and how do you live your life? Do you live your life in joy? Are you willing to take risks and say, well, never mind, if I fall down, I'll pick myself up? Or are you going to say, if I only had the opportunity, I would have? And a lot of people are there, right? And there's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's just the way people are in terms of consciousness. So the intuitive healing, I try and make it really, really simple. Behind all this is a massive philosophy in terms of creation and the universal energies and the environment, how we talk to nature and all of that. And it doesn't matter, you know, because when a person comes and they present, all they want to know is that they're in pain. And how can they heal from the pain? And for me, it's not about just how do you heal from the pain. It's about how do you heal permanently. It's not a one-off feel good. It's about using the touch. Because when you have clear space here, for instance, and this is your state of being, this is your consciousness, these are aspects of the energy of unconditional love. And once you get back into that love, it's an energy. Life flows. Life flows, you go from one step, Monday, to the next step, Tuesday, to the next step, Wednesday, next step, Thursday, to the next step, Friday. It's one step after another. It becomes really simple. Most people, they see that. They see, you know, it's too big. They get overwhelmed. Life is really, really simple. It is the simplest thing. You get hungry, you eat. You know, you put on weight, you close your mouth. It's not rocket science, is it? You haven't heard from somebody, you pick up the phone. All of this belongs here. Here, this is massive. Our whole lifestyle is built on fear. Whole industries make multi-billion-dollar profits out of the fact that we're taught to think in fear. We are taught to see who we are not, rather than taught to see who we are. You see? And when you see who you are, it really doesn't matter who you are. Really, it doesn't matter who you are, as long as you know. Because other people will never see you who you are, because they're not you. They come from a different perspective. So other people have what we call opinions. And most of the time they are very, very loud and they drown out our inner voice. Nothing wrong with that, but they just drown out our inner voice. So we don't have any space to hear our intuition. Because it's full of other people doing this. Yeah. So what is our intuition? What is our intuition?
Subconscious communication. Subconscious communication.
Somebody else say something? No? The intuition is the voice of our soul. What is our soul? Anybody? It's our energy template. So the intuition is the voice of our soul. So before we took the physical body, we have to have a template for the body to grow into. Right? There has to be structure, inverted commas. So the soul is just an energy template, for instance. But it's multidimensional, it's big, and we're actually trying to put words onto a concept that is eternal, infinite. But for the context of this, so the body fits, the body grows into the soul, and the life experiences come from soul memories. Because the purpose of life, everybody's life, is what? What is the purpose of life?
Experience.
Experience, but for what? To grow. Enjoy. Right? So, when you have the soul, you then are aware, although you're one being, and you are really one part, because everything is about one, you have your inner self, and you have your external self, right? What is your external self?
External self.
The physical body and the personality. It's what you can see. So call this personality. And what is your inner self? What is your inner self? Is your soul energy? Is your soul? Yeah. It's just, it's what's inside you that you can't see, but you feel. You feel. That's how the soul talks to us. It feels, and how you connect is through the eye. Because you are looking out at the world. And you're projecting your inner being out to the external world for the experience.
Is personality something between inner and external?
The personality is a learned concept. It's what you were taught to be by society.
You're not born with that personality?
You are born with a personality, but many people, their personality is shaped by the culture and the world around them. And what we teach as a big part of this work is what we call freedom. You can be a part of a culture, but apart from a culture. Look at Japanese culture, very rigid. You know, the inner being just doesn't shine. And other cultures are very different. So the connector is what we call the intuition, is that little voice within that tells you, this feels good, go for it. Or, oh, this doesn't feel good. And in order to be able to connect to how you feel, you have to listen to the voice inside. The mind is what we use to create the experience. But most people are in their mind, they're in their head all the time. They're adding. The mind is 1 + 1 = 2. It's logic. The intuition, 1 + 1 = 5, because we're working with energy. We can bend energy by breathing into it and using specific techniques. Any questions? Most of the time, we don't listen to the voice inside. Unless you've trained yourself to do that. You train yourself to do that. You train to listen to your inner voice rather than the mind. Because the mind is actually made up of fear. In our cultures, in our various societies, mind is fear-based. Can't. Don't. That's the first thing we say to our children, don't or no. How many kids, their first word is no? I hear it a lot. You know, kids are trained to do what the mother does. You know, children follow by watching. And when, for instance, you're in the supermarket, the mother's putting stuff from the supermarket into the trolley. The child watches. Naturally, it's trained to do what the mother does. The child starts to do that. What does the mother say? Don't. Mixed messages. Child is watching, letting energy flow. Hi. Belief system comes in the mind.
It comes from the soul as well sometimes.
Never. The soul is empty. The soul is just space. There is nothing in the space. Here there's nothing. Look at babies. Look at the energy of babies when they're born. There's no fear. There's only one natural fear. What natural fear is that?
Sound, right sound.
It's the fear of falling. Yeah, but also natural sound. The rest are taught fears. Babies don't have a problem playing in the sandpit with other babies. They have a problem if you enter their space, you take their stuff, but they don't have a problem because there are different colors or religions or someone's wearing a funny dress. Well, these are taught concepts by society. So when we're born within our inner being, when we're born, we are nothing. There's nothing there. We are just space. And space is defined by the template of the soul. And the soul then grows. When we come into human form, as a template for the human body, in order for us to have a vehicle of expression, in order to have an experience. Past lives are kept in the template of the soul. Most people remember past lives are the ones that have unfinished business. Very seldom, when past lives are happy, they tend to be harmonized. People don't tend to connect past lives that are happy because they're happy to be in the present moment. But the unfinished business in the past lives come up because it's energy that's rising, that needs to be harmonized, that comes back down. Questions?
We talk about templates for the soul. If soul is emptiness and
Soul is an energy template. Beyond soul, there is only essence. There is nothing. And then the materiality arises because this is how spirit experiences matter. Matter is not permanent. Everything that you think important while you are in body has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Everything. And if you can see that, it always has a beginning, you move into the middle, you move into the end. It's the cycle of life. Life starts with a seed. You grow the flower. The flower does its best job as a flower. The flower starts to deteriorate. Then the flower dies, but before it dies, it throws out another seed. That's the cycle of life. There's always a beginning, a middle, and the end. And the message for that is to just enjoy the time between the beginning and the end. Enjoy this time, we call it the present moment. Not for anyone else, enjoy it for yourself. Because when you enjoy it for yourself, you create a template. Right? That's you, that's your energy, it's empty, it's peaceful, there's space. People want to touch it. They all want to step into it because that is beautiful energy. That is the energy of spirit. See? The problem when we have diseases, for instance, or problems in our life or whatever, is that, for instance, we create a situation in our life and we feed energy into it by thinking about it all the time. And what happens when you feed energy into something? It grows. People very seldom, when they have an illness, feed energy into their wellness. They feed energy to get rid of their illness. But if you decide that you're already well, everything falls into place. All disease is an intelligence. It grows on itself. It's grown fed by fear. It's grown, for instance, in modern day medicine by being given medicine that impact one part of the body in order to fix another part. Then you get another pill to fix that part of the body. They don't, physicians at the moment do not look at whole body awareness. Herbs do, healing does, but at the moment, modern medicine doesn't. So one part of the body, the immune system, is compromised in order to fix something else. I mean, it's crazy, but that's just how it is. But that's on a broad spectrum. So the intuition is the voice of the soul, and it's felt rather than thought. So when I would say to people, I always say to people, how do you feel? They're like, I feel fine. I'm like, no, how do you feel? Go within. Tell me how you feel. When you get an idea and you feel excited, the whole body energy uplifts. That's your intuition giving you a signal saying, go after that idea because there's something worth exploring. If you feel a heavy energy or you feel block, you don't move because that's your intuition telling you that there's something that you need to explore in order that you can move forward. So we did a really simple exercise earlier about focusing on the different emotions and how they feel. So we're going to do another exercise, very simple, to connect you to your intuition. The rest, to be good at it, is practice. Because the intuition, what it does, when you look at this as your external body, the physical world, and this is your internal world, this one you can see, the inner world you have to feel. The inner world is the infinity. Everything is possible. And you feel it. So if you just close your eyes, just put your hand on the stomach. This stomach, the third chakra, is what we call a primitive brain. And most of the time I say to people, if you need to get an idea confirmed, this is how you do it in a very simple way. Is you put your hand on your third chakra, your stomach, and you close your eyes. We're just going to do some energy practice. And you say to yourself, your name. You say, my name is. And you feel it. Feel the energy. It feels right, it feels good, you're feeling. And then you say, I am a girl or a boy, if you're a boy, and you feel that energy. That is a very simple way to start moving your intuition. My name is, I am a. And now, the other way to check it is to say, my name is Frida. You feel the energy is not right. It goes clunk. I am a boy or a girl. You feel the energy? Do you feel the difference? That's the basic beginnings of connecting to your intuition. Is you quietly sit, you have to be in your space, you have to breathe, because the breath is the signal to the inner body to arise, that you close your eyes because you're closing off the external body, the external world, and you are looking within for answers, but you're only seeking simple answers to start. So the first thing is, we call it calibration. You say, my name is, you feel the energy. Then you say something that you know is not true, and then you say the energy. And then you just focus on the breath, and you just focus on your heartbeat. And then you ask your question. You keep the answers really simple to start with. Start with yes and no answers. Should I go on holiday? The answer is yes or no, you feel it. And when you get really good at simple answers, yes or no, then you can ask more complex questions. But then, when you ask more complex questions, the answer comes to you in pictures or symbols. Or you hear, depending on how you connect. So for instance, if you're going to have a conversation with someone and you want to check the time, is you say, is it a good time today to have a conversation with this person? And you hold the space and the answer comes. The answer is yes or no. Should I take this job? Answer is yes or no. That's the easiest way. And then the more you practice, the more complex your conversations with yourself can be. So as we progress, you move into your own space where you are just feeling energy. Everything is about energy. And the question is about your growth and your progression. And so you ask yourself a question that might be a little bit complex, and then you wait and you listen to the voice within, and it always comes. So just try it now. Ask a question, be quiet, and wait for the answer to come. And feel the energy in the room. Does it feel fearful? Is there stress? Or do you feel the energy to be harmonious? Because you are all now have become one energy of connecting to the inner being. And as you are connected to the inner being, ask to see color. Because color is also vibration. And you can use color to clean your emotional body. And just when you're ready, open your eyes. Just take your time, there's no rush. How do you feel? You've all come into your own space. So simple, isn't it? Did anyone get any answers? When you do this exercise, the first thought is your intuition telling you. Second thought is the mind. The mind throws doubt. Keep to the first thought. And then you say to Spirit, show me. Show me what to do. Because then you are sending a signal to your inner being, which is infinite and eternal, that you want to go in a certain direction, and it's show me. And because life is always about growth, you will be taken forward in the best way that will help you grow. In love and peace, and in relationship and community with the ones around you. That's the basis of love, is to know yourself in relationship. And to know yourself as space and also as love. Any questions?
What do you mean by show me?
Show me what to do. You say inside to the soul, show me.
Inner voice.
Your inner voice, show me. And because it's about energy, energy will always come up. to show you.
But what you are saying is just make decisions based on your inner voice.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yes, we are making a decision, but then when we talk in depth, risks, hearing from others,
Yeah.
etc. Sometimes it becomes useful as well because
Yeah.
it's good to analyze.
Yeah, you need to do
Then
that.
doubts and fears are coming.
Yeah, but you have to do it.
Ourselves.
It's balance.
Yes.
Always listen to the inner voice. You have to have structure, you have to have planning to bring it out. But every action starts with a vision, starts with a dream. That starts from within. You know, you have a vision for a business, it comes out from the inner voice as a concept. You throw it out for the experience, but then you've got to do your business plans. Otherwise, there's no structure. But most of the time, people then, when they get out here, they forget about the inner voice. And that's when you get into difficulties, but difficulties are just ways to help you grow. If you listen to the inner voice quite often, it will be more of a straight road from A to B, because that's supposed to be our journey. Our journey is to start from a seed, to grow into a flower, to be that flower to the best, and then eventually when it's our time, we move on. That's our life. It's A, B. All of this other stuff, rubbish. This is joy. It's peace. And when we are in this space, we have celebration. See? It's very powerful work. We're not quite there yet. We're still in conflict. We're still growing through conflict. We're growing through learning who we are not, rather than embracing and celebrating who we are. And that's just the current mindset. That's the mindset that I am working to change. Because you don't have to go through all the problems and troubles to find yourself in order to be. You can just find yourself and celebrate. You know yourself, find yourself, express yourself, love yourself. And through doing all of that, knowing yourself, loving yourself, expressing yourself, you give other people permission to be the same. You're role modeling. That's the difference. Any questions?
Colors, how does it look?
Sorry?
You told before you can also ask for colors.
Colors, yeah.
Colors of energy.
Color is energy, music is energy. The best thing to do is just to sit. There are many things you can do with colors. Do you know the chakras? You can pull the chakras up one after the other. They're fields of consciousness. Each chakra has a color, and each chakra also has a sound, because it's just working with energy. And if you just need time to relax and to breathe, then one of your practices can be just to go through the colors of the chakra: red and orange, yellow and green, pale blue, indigo and violet. These are colors of the rainbow. And you just go through the colors, or you just breathe whichever color that comes to you, and you use that vibration to clean your inner being. Color therapy is very powerful, and also sound therapy is very powerful, where we direct a sound at a tumor or something. That works, because the sound is a vibration that is directed at the mass, the physical mass of a tumor. It breaks it up. There are many different ways to heal, so that is also a fantastic way of doing it.
How did you start listening to your inner voice?
I followed a set of meditations which brought my wisdom mind to me. I've got quite a few on my website, but what we can do now is I can tape the meditation for you for tonight, and you can just follow it. And that is just a good practice. It's like when you learn to drive a car. First you open the door, you sit down, you adjust, and then you do the mirror, you look, and then you turn the ignition on. But then later, after you're good at driving a car, you don't think. But in order to get from the beginning to that, you've got to practice. And I say to all my students, you have to practice, you have to practice. If you don't practice, you will never hear your inner voice. Because it's all the time. You don't have to say, excuse me, I have to make a decision. I just have to sit for 5 minutes. Okay, I've got my answer now. You know, you're scanning all the time, and you feel all the time, and you just know. We call it our knowing. And that's when we integrate what we call the lower mind, which is fear, and it's integrated with the higher mind. Becomes one mind. So you are feeling, you are sensing all the time. It's switched on from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. And fear plays a much less role in your life because you're in your knowing. And you know ultimately that everything has a solution because you're here. And you take time to go and talk to your higher mind, and it'll always tell you what to do. It will always tell you what to do. So if you just close your eyes, just do a few minutes, just close your eyes. And the first thing to connect to is your breath. And the second thing to connect to is your heartbeat. And you just see yourselves in your own space. It can be anywhere you like. It can be a room, or it can be a forest, or it can be on the beach, wherever. Everyone is personal. It's all about energy. And you feel your own peace within the environment that you have created for yourself. And you are only aware of your breath and of your heart and of how you feel right now. And you feel the energy of the nature around you. And you see and you watch. And you are aware that there is somebody coming to you. And you watch as they approach. And you watch as they sit next to you, and you feel their energy. And when you're ready, you ask them their name and why they have come. And again, you feel the energy of being together. And you ask them what gift they have brought for you and why. And you take the time now just to ask them some questions that you need answers. And to hear, you wait. and you listen. And you feel how you feel. And now, as you have made this connection and you're feeling through the third chakra also the validity of what you have been told, you just keep watching and feeling. You feel how you feel when you're given your answer, and you just watch. And if you doubt the answer that has been given to you, do the tummy test again. It's by stating the answer and then stating something completely opposite and feeling the difference in the vibration. And then just very slowly follow the breath. And when you're ready, come back into the body and open your eyes. How do you feel? Someone come to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you can take that forward by doing it and connecting. What about you? Did someone come? Not yet? No, no worries. What about you?
I feel good.
Yeah. I have a longer meditation which I will send to you. It's 15 minutes. You can follow it. What about you? Did you connect?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. You just have to do it now and practice. Yeah? You connected? You found somebody came?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody came? Yeah. I know somebody came. Yeah. You got a connection? Yeah, you just need to practice. And you?
Not really.
Not yet? All right, well maybe do it a few more times. Follow it, and then you can email me. And then I can walk you through the steps as well. Because you've actually got a very big intuition, you just need to connect. Yeah, it's good. All right.
Does sound technology help with intuition?
For me, I see it as a distraction. Yeah, if it's done in a way to assist you to hold the note within you, yes. But that's we're moving into the advanced work there, and I don't know of any systems that are designed to do that. A lot of people do their meditations to music specifically because of the vibrational energy. But we get to this, I mean, for those of you who've come into work with me, get to a stage where although we've got music, I switch it off halfway because I don't want that invasive energy. I just need the space and the silence to be able to go into your own space and read. Switch it off. So there comes a time where it becomes invasive, but the only one to know is you. If you feel that you can't connect with your own truth, and you feel that you can't, get into your own space because of that, then you don't use it. Otherwise, use it to unwind, to go through matter, stress or whatever, to get back into that space. The same with color. Color is a vibration. And if you have a problem connecting, you just take a piece of color and you look at it. That's already the connection until you feel you don't need it. And your intuition will tell you what color is needed to clear energy. It's all about clearing energy and getting you back into your own space. Because when you're in your own space, You can see infinity and eternity, and then everything is possible. It's just how you do it. It's just how you do it. Everything is possible. Healing from cancer, these are spontaneous remissions. I mean, everything is possible. Just believe in it. Stage 1. Stage 2 is you write the strategy. Yeah? Equals results. Everything is possible. Okay. I'm around. Love to answer your questions. So come and look at me. Look for me at breakfast or around the Wellness Centre. I'm leaving tomorrow, unfortunately, but I've got most of your emails. If you would like to stay in touch or have questions, just put your email down there, and I'll write to you with some of the meditations that I think might be useful on my website for you to practice. And we can just, you know, if you have quick questions, more than happy just to write answers. If you have longer questions, we can do it on Skype, whatever works for you. Yeah, with pleasure. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry?
You live in London as well.
I live in Cyprus, but I travel a lot, so I split my time between the east and the west. So the Greek part. Yeah. Yeah, wonderful, beautiful country. Yeah, yeah.
Are there any books you recommend regarding
Yes.
intuition?
They're more about consciousness, because and I mean that's one of the reasons why I had to give you the bigger picture before we went into the intuition. I have some articles that I'm going to put up on my website as well, just to keep it. These are very complex topics that we try and make very, very simple for. I mean, for the ones who are dedicated students of spirit, it's different. We go right in, you know. But for people who just want to come and do a quick read, try and make it, you know, distill it to be really simple. What I can do is I have a think, and then perhaps also when I write to you all, I can put some books down that you can begin to read, and that'll take you into a whole exploration of a really rich and deep inner world, that through the intuition you connect with your own knowing, you raise your awareness, you understand the energy of the body consciousness, how psychology becomes pathology, right? How the emotional body impacts the health, the practice of meditation, connection to the breath, how that all uplifts, how to create your own future by feeding into what you want rather than into what you don't want, connection with nature. The inner world is enormous. You won't have time to watch TV. And there's so much space and so much joy and love. Anyway, thank you. I'll let you all go to your dinner. Yeah, I hope that was okay for you. Yeah. Complex.